Hey guys, so glad that I think we have 12 people that managed to write in the post with regarding to stocks that we should look at, and I will do that a lot more, so you can have your questions, asked a lot more often from charts wise. So we have 12 charts here. We have some uranium, gold. We have coffee. What else do we have here? Am I forgetting anything? Maybe it doesn't matter. We will dive into these charts, guys, and there are actually two. I haven't seen them before. At least one of them I haven't seen before, but it's a great one. It's a very, very good one. Small guy, but yeah, let's do this. Let's do this. We will quickly look at SMR, even though it wasn't in the what's it called? You guys submitting your chart request. SMR looks really, really good here. Again, I would be buying here. Again, very good clean spot here. Buying at roughly, let's say we want to wait a little bit and get above, where are we? 14.6 here on like a daily closing basis. And then very clean stop loss right below here. So you're playing with a 15% stop loss-ish. 10% might be a little bit too small, but roughly 15%. But again, we are playing that hole. And then the bull flag here, and then we're gonna rally. That's the expectations. Of course, if we break down, that is no longer the expectation, by the way. And we are, in theory, the correction could be over here. Mega support here from the long-term stuff, and we have the green flag here, lower bound. Plus, if we get back above here, you have a little bit of a false breakdown from the previously double bottom. So anything north of, I will say, let's say that 14.5, 15. If we get a green candle here, if we do, you buy into that and you have a stop loss somewhere below there. The targets, always targets. Of course, there is the short-term stuff here when we hit the flag, the upper boundary at roughly 22, and then again triangle high, 32, and again if you're really frisky, again you can play the entire range and you sell into like 50 or so down the line, not tomorrow, but again, no matter which trade you take, basically I think you have again the risk reward here. You go long there, stop loss, target somewhere there. You have 4-1 on the smallest one, 10-1, 20-1. Really good here. Again, great risk reward. Again, it doesn't matter if we are correct or not. It's all about the risk and reward. Double, basically triple support, more or less. So that is really good for SMR here. If you want to wait for the momentum, boom, you wait for roughly 16 to get taken out. Roughly 16.3-ish. Then you have broken the internal wedge, and then you get a bit more momentum behind your your entry. But still, risk reward wise, support, all that good stuff. Quite cool. So here we have Toast Inc. Again, I do not know what they do. Software. Not my typical setup. I know that Burak loves these. Again, even though you have a channel here, you break to the upside. He loves to buy into that hole and sell into the spike. And now we're flagging over here. So two ways to play it, in my opinion here. Let's say you touch here roughly 31. You buy, you have a stop below, like below 30, so you're risking 3-4%. Because again, that's a false breakout if that is the case. So you buy here at 31-ish, and you sell a tad below 30, 29.7 or so. And then the theory is that this flag here is a big retest, and that you're gonna go higher like that. Targets, I will say short term will be these two highs here, like a mix. So 42 is a target that you can play if you want to play the short term. Long term, again, we have a bit of a flagpole here that we can add to the breakout line here that takes us back to all-time highs. So again, we're gonna just go a little bit below here, in my opinion, just to get out here. Yeah. So roughly 64 is the target of the bull flag, the retest. Again, if you buy the retest here, let's say 31, you have a target. We take the flagpole, and you have a stop somewhere around here. I will say we'll take the undercut there, so we will take it there. Good, 5% risk up, and you have 100% to the upside, 20-1. Again, it doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. If you play the numbers, over time they will definitely serve you well. good, still, you know, a strong uptrend here, even though we are, you know, getting below, but we're still flagging. So the expectations is we tag and then we, you know, boom, then we go like that. Again, just a quick roadmap. It won't be like that, but yeah. Again, risk reward really good, but you have to sell if we start to have like a daily or weekly close, you know, below that 30. Then again, I think you want to be on the sidelines and don't take the trip down to there potentially. Don't do that. I've done that a few times. It hurts. It stinks. Don't do it. This was one of them. SILJ. It's Syra Resources. $250 million, so quite large. You know, when you measure it in gold companies, you know, that is quite large. In, you know, the grand scheme of the economy, peanuts. But a really, again, very simple stuff here. Very, very simple. Trend line, good. This is roughly a 2-year trend line. You can see here how many times we, again, we broke on the 4th. Surprise, surprise. And we also have a bottoming structure here. In my opinion, neckline break at, you know, 32 cents. 32 point, let's call it 33 just to be a little bit more exact. Then we can do the measure. Then we can do the measuring. We take the head to the neckline 100%. We add it on top. That will be your first target. Stop loss wise, you break. You have a stop loss somewhere around here, right? Let's say 29 cents. And yeah, you're basically riding it, that whole thing there, into the gap over here. Perfect. That is the first target. I wouldn't, again, at that point in time, difficult to give the targets, but again, I will say there is still a ton of resistance somewhere around here. If we ought to do like a horizontal play here. So again, if we get there afterwards, right? Again, you can sell into that as well. But first, I would just be saying, I will take the trade here. Boom, boom, boom. I'm out. Don't overthink this. And then again, if something comes along, let's say we tag, again, you can go long again. So really good, really good. And even long term, again, I can't give you targets, but this to me looks like a major bottom. And I do believe, again, somehow or not, we are gonna, you know, grind it higher. You know, like the inverse of that. That still looks what could happen. One thing though, I just noted here, we have a big support. So if you are that crazy guy, well, not crazy guy, but you know what I mean, that wanna, let's do that instead. Once we get the max target I will give you, and at that point in time, just get out, is 1.4. Again, very, very high target, but if you get to there, just sell into that. Again, what do we have at that point in time? We have 2, right? We have 2. We have a third. We're gonna have a deep pullback, and then hey, you can just go long again if we are to break on the 4th. But I really like the structure here, very clean, and you know exactly when you're wrong. Again, false breakout from the neckline, you get out, easy peasy. First target is 62 cents. 62 cents. Good, 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 good. BTO, the B2 Gold. Overall, a bit of a weird one in my opinion. Again, chart wise, this was actually quite neat. The major high lows here with the flat top. 2020, and then you kind of back tested it a few times. You got below, resistance, resistance, resistance. So 1 second here, let me move that. So I'm not interested in BTO unless we clear, let's say 5 over here, roughly $5 Canadian. If you were to be precise, no. We will do $5. It's a round number. Once we start to trade above, you know, these highs here, and you're breaking that trend and the horizontal long term, then this is a good, then it's a good play. And of course, if we lose, you know, 4.5 here, then just get out again, because we have lost the major support, supply and demand zone here. So just get out. Targets, I will say, boom, I will take the flag high, 6.4, and then you have all-time highs, and then you sell. And then you wait to see what happens. Again, could it be, yeah, could it be that we're going to tag it, and then we're going to, again, just sell into the all-time high. Very rarely do you do, again, like that. Very, very rarely. You can overshoot and then all that, but you will often stall at previous all-time highs just for some time. PS, this is the death, like I talked about on platinum as well. That whole thing there. Whew. That is just game over. Anyways, look at that $5 Canadian to be broken, and then you're actually in a quite good position on that one. TSG here, again, what a break. Again, boom, straight up from roughly 10 cents. Now we are at 40. Should you be buying here? Personally, I would never do it. Again, if you are, again, you can see here we did have a cup and handle here, so we do have some higher short-term targets, and then you want to play the lower trend line here as your stop. So you can buy here, yes. Do I think that a lot of the value has been, you know, potentially taken out? Sure, but again, you have to be a little bit more on edge here because, you know, you're buying so late into the move. But again, the stop loss is very clear. You buy here at roughly 40 cents. The stop loss will be, depending on when we break, you know, 36, 37. Again, if we do that, boom, you're out. Don't overthink it. False breakout, you break the uptrend, and you get back below previously support. So anything below, let's call it like 37, you get out here. And again, if you're long already, don't sell. This is the what's it called? The stop loss, that trend line there. So you add an alert to it, and you just forget about it, really. Well, don't forget about it, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Greatland Gold here, I have a lot on it here. Unfortunately, I didn't have an alert because this is a very old drawing. I think like a year old, maybe half a year. Beautiful, a fantastic setup here. If you're long, fantastic. Triangle high should be your main target for this one here, but that is also at 40. Again, I just, yeah. The fact that I didn't get this one, it hurts my, you know, my soul, but it is what it is. Any pullback, any pullback on this one here should be bought. Huge wedge here going on for 6 years. You break, all the momentum is pushing up. This one here, there are no guarantees, but I would be extremely surprised if we don't see all-time highs getting hit. You know, I would be very surprised. Beautiful uptrend channel here. So again, here this one is a great one. Big company, no dilution is most likely needed. Any pullback. We are on the weekly here, so we drop down to the daily, to the 2 hourly, and yeah, here again, you don't buy this late into the move. Absolutely fantastic. You could even consider selling here, because I do believe, I mean, we're basically going vertical here. Again, if you want to play that whole thing, and oh, excuse me, why are you so large? This one here, go away. So again here, very stretched. You don't buy into it here. You buy any sort of pullback, any sort of setup that can give you the risk that you need. You buy into. Again, you can buy into, let's say we correct all the way down to here, roughly 9.7. Cool. I like that very much. Stop loss below. I like that very much. But if you're long here, and again you're playing the long game, by all means, sit with the trend. Heavy stage 2 uptrend. 3-year highs. I like it. I really do. But short term, yes, we are definitely, again, you don't know, but it looks like we're going to have a pullback, and you can buy into that. Looks really good. Bannerman long term, Bannerman, you know, a hated and beloved stock, by the way. Beautiful uptrend here. Look at that, beautiful. And breakdown, breakdown, multiple retests. And again here, with regarding to the triangle high, look at the wedge here, similar-ish to the one before, the Greatland Gold. We tagged it, and then we again just sell into it. At least take like 50% off, just to book the profits, and then you basically said you don't really care, in quotes, what happens. Anyway, here Bannerman long term. I really like the chart long term still. Very constructive. If we lose the lower here, then things get difficult, very difficult for Bannerman, and then we're gonna see. Then we're gonna see those. We're gonna play the range. We're gonna go to 1.25, and that's when you buy. By the way, we are now at 2.3, so we're basically almost cutting it in half. If we lose that wedge here, but here you buy, boom. right? There you buy. So, and also here, the wedge here going on, I really like it here. It's one of those that happens very often. We want to break the internal red zone and then do that. And then you buy at roughly 2.8. Roughly 2.8. Should I have an alert? Yes, I most definitely should have an alert on. So it still looks good long term. Frustrating, yes. It's a long-term pattern you can see here, basically 5 years. And now the main focus is that whole thing here. Internal supply and demand. You can see it here. Right, you can see it right there. And you resisted there again. So internally here, between like 2.5 and 2.6, give or take, you have a lot of resistance. And again, getting back above, this could be the path. This could be the path. But anything below, if I were to give you a level, anything below 2 looks extremely troubled. A lot of trouble will happen there. Short term, we could go down quite heavily, like 40–50%. Abra here, long term, gorgeous. Yes, it is very, very gorgeous. Short term, we are breaking a wedge here. You can see the wedge pattern here. Tagged the high, boom, and we came down. We haven't made any lower lows yet. So let's see how it happens, or what happens. But again, long term here, I don't see any issues with the chart. And this again, once if we break that blue, then yes, then we're definitely going lower. Again, here one way to play the like a risk, you can, what's it called, insurance, is if we push back here. Again, this is a bit more, you have to be more observable. The pullback here, once you get close to, 3.4, 3.5, you sell. You sell it all. And then if you break the big cup and handle and basically start to trade north of 3.6, you go long again. So you are, risking not getting 8%, but you're also hedging yourself for, a big move to the downside. Again, a bit more technical, I know, but it's one way to play it. But yeah, long term, I really do fancy the chart. Still a bit too drawn out for my like. This here, the cup, a cup, and then a little cup again. So overall, very bullish. Long term, short term, a little bit in trouble here. But again, it shouldn't spill over. It shouldn't spill over. And guys, I have a massive position in Abra. That buy there at roughly $2 or Canadian. And to me here again, let's do some targets. I think I'm going to take most of it all in 12 roughly. And yes, there is the broader one here. So we shall see how we are to play this, depending on how we get there. But there are some very, very insanely greedy targets, insanely greedy. But let's see what happens. Again, let's see what happens. I have a massive position, a top three by far, and I'm not gonna sell until I see some big technical damage, long term. These wedge patterns here, guys, they are again the money makers. The Great Land Gold, for instance. Also, you had Bannerman, that broke and hit the triangle high. These things are what I love to get into. I absolutely love a very simple wedge pattern and target the recent triangle high. I love that. Any day of the week. It's fantastic. Good. CBR here, Capra Gold. 100 million roughly, so smaller-ish guy. Gold and silver. Bit of a, I wouldn't say weird job, but again, we have a very clear level, roughly 38 cents. Anything above that, and I really do like the stock here. Then we target triangle high. So we're talking basically a double here, a bit more. So we are going to roughly 87 cents. And that is the exact highs from that one. And typically, if I have a plan to sell, I want to just undercut it a little bit. So I'm just getting out a little bit before. Again, it's just a personal thing, I guess. But again, because the closer you get to your target, the lower the risk is, right? Again, each to its own. But yeah, we have a downtrend break here. We have a cup and handle here. First target, a triangle high, and also, boom, this would be, if we ever get to there, personally, I would sell it all. So you buy here at roughly 40 cents and you sell it at 1.4. That is the cup and handle target. And from there, you basically see what the chart looks like. But again, I would be selling. Again, I'm not, if I were to buy into this, is this the, oh, this is the Canadian, good. I have that on my main broker. I would be selling everything into that and just say, cool, 40 to 1.4. Again, not tomorrow, but maybe in 2027. Fantastic. Big resistance at the triangle high. You also have a little bit of a target here from the cup at roughly, well, basically the triangle high. So that is good. Two targets, here they are. I really like the setup there. It's actually quite good. Anything above 40 cents, perfect. Ooh, Java. Java, what a trade this was, and all of a sudden came down hard. And I did learn a lot from this one here, because I keep talking about the triangle high. And the triangle high is, I've seen it from one Twitter guy called Jay Fong. You can find him. I follow him. You can find him. And that's where I got the word. Basically, if you have a like a squeeze, right? Boom, 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 and you have a high up here from starting the squeeze or the triangle. That is your triangle high, and that is very often where you get selling into. So that's why I called it the triangle high. And we did call the break here and said this is absolutely fantastic at roughly 3.5. And we rallied all the way to a triangle high that I didn't notice beforehand. So shame on me. Again, in hindsight, it's all easy. But again, you know that I like to call these triangle highs here, right? It's a very different pattern than we normally do because it is expansion. But that thing there that started the expansion is often the big, pullback of the target, and we basically hit it to perfection here. So I learned that lesson, and that will most hopefully not happen again in this one here. So again, from 3 to like 9 here with a little bit of overperformance, fantastic. But then all of a sudden, again, coffee doing okay. I think it's correcting, but not tanking. All the way down to the big support. And again, I like it here. Again, big retest happening. Big retest. So again, buying Java here. Maybe a little late given today's candle. Well, that not late, but I'm just very picky. I want it to be somewhat exact here. So we're all fine and good as long as we hold, I would say, that low and the golden support here. So anything below like $3 is extremely bad. It's extremely bad for Java. But if coffee goes to where I think it will go, this shouldn't become an issue. I think this is where you most likely do something like that. Again, I don't think you're gonna just straight up go. You could, but often I think you get this is such a deep pullback, by the way. Going all the way down to 70. Wow, I mean, you rarely see that happening. 70, just in a straight line. Fair enough if we got a slow 1 2 3 4 5, but this is just boom. Yeah. Anyway, and that candle there, for some reason, I have no idea why that happened. Massive volume, big bullish engulfing candle. Not engulfing, but it's a I can't remember the word, but we are finding support here, and yeah, big retest, very hard retest, and again. Let's say we hold here and coffee goes way higher. Somewhere in the future, if we get to roughly 30, sell. Sell it all. Don't think about it. And be on the sidelines for some time. You've done great. Again, buying here at 4. Of course, it won't go in a straight line, but that is the triangle high that I like to call it, even though it's a channel. I call these the triangle high. Basically, the start of the entire formation. Good. SILJ, Catalyst Metals. What a move this has had. 1.3 billion and basically gone straight up with massive volume. Are you long? Good. Continue to be, as long as we hold the lower trend line here. You are golden. I mean, what a beautiful, and again I didn't, but that is just fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Again, in hindsight it is easy, but I like these kind of thing here where you break a long-term trend line. you break out, you back test, and I mean the momentum is truly outstanding. I wouldn't expect this, you know, to happen if I were to say we are here now, and then I would have said we would have that angle on the ascent. No, I wouldn't believe that. But if you're long, fantastic. When to take profits? We are coming in for a, again, if we hit it, I want to be precise here. I want to be really, really precise here with my lines. Something like that. So once you get close, and by the way, I want to show you, by the way, boom. Boom, triangle high here. You did see the hit, teeny weeny pullback, and then you went straight through. So selling into that, and again, bull flag, oh, you can go long again. Triangle high. Selling into that is almost never a mistake. I'll sell like 50% depending on your thesis of the stock. Right, good. When would I be selling this? I'm not in it, by the way. If we, again, stop loss is the very, very, very steep angle here on that golden one. Target, I will say, if we start to trade close to 9, big resistance coming in, big channel. Again, you have done so well from 1 to 9. Sell it. In my opinion, sell it and just clap your back, get a beer, whatever, and I mean, it's just a fantastic one here. So stop loss, very easy to make. That channel upwards there, put it on your trading view on a log scale, you will find it. The lows to that low there from the bull flag, that's your stop loss. Target is 9. Beautiful, absolutely fantastic trade. I wish most of my trades went like that. I mean, that is just, again, the angle is insane. Volume is out of this world, so that is really, really cool to see. Good, that is all that we have. Thank you guys. Again, it's a pleasure to see different charts that I normally don't look at. I can't track them all, but SILJ, for instance, this one here, Syra Resources, beautiful. Again, fantastic. Anything north of that neckline, great. Great. What else do we have here? What's the CPR? Yeah, bit of a messy one here, but again, north of 40 cents, and all of a sudden you are looking for higher prices. Really good one there as well. I haven't been looking at this beforehand anyway, or like, in the past. Good. We have spoken what needs to be spoken, guys. Cheers.